Okay, so the task I provided myself with today is to try to see what would the designs look like for my favorite Dragon Ball characters if they weren't made for a manga and instead were made for a 90s fighting game. Basically, I just wanted to give myself an excuse to do Dragon Ball redesigns, but it was actually more fun than I thought. Some of these designs are hits instead of, some of them are misses instead of hits, but some of these I'm rather proud of. So for the sake of doing it, I'm no longer going to refer to this as Dragon Ball, and we're just going to call this, simply Budokai. So starting out with Jackie Chun, who is Master Roshi the Turtle Hermit in disguise. I almost at first drew Master Roshi himself, but I just figured for a fighting game, I felt like the old man martial artist was more along the lines of something I felt like I would want to see a play in a fighting game, even though Turtle Hermit Master Roshi probably would be an awesome character to play with just because of the ridiculousness of the character and the turtle on the back. There's still a part of me that may do another design of Jackie Chun as Roshi, but I just wanted to get this serious looking Master Roshi out of the way. I'm not necessarily mad at how this final design looks or how it came out. It's not that bad to me. I wanted to keep the actual look of the outfit pretty authentic. I just wanted Master Roshi to look like more of a serious fighter as Jackie Chun as he's kind of intended to be. But even some of Jackie Chun's actual techniques are outrageous. So I guess if we're entertaining this like it would actually be a fighting game, he would still play as crazy or as ridiculous as Master Roshi is. I know I keep using the word ridiculous, but there's no other word to use to describe Roshi. So I feel like my Jackie Chun design is pretty on the nose to what the Dragon Ball character is. It's just not as exaggerated. Like Jackie Chun was just fat with a giant head. Like Jackie Chun actually looks like, or the one that I designed here, looks like he could do some damage as a martial artist. He also looks like somewhat of a seasoned fighter too. I kind of like that. This one I don't know how to feel about. You got Tien next. I don't know. It was weird. Like I almost gave him the full Tien like crane school outfit, but then I was like, I don't know. I don't know if that would have just made a better alternate or what, but like Tien has such a basic and plain looking design. I think in hindsight, I probably should have just did that. But compared to what I almost originally came with for Tien, this was better of the two. I don't know. It's Tien. It's just really plain and it's Tien. Like I don't know what else to say. Like there's not much to the character himself outside of Dragon Ball. It's like for him to be just like a strong, serious, like powerful martial artist, like that's what he looks like. Somewhat sort of just as bland as the actual character is. It's like I feel like I didn't do Tien justice in this design though. And I actually like Dragon Ball Tien, not necessarily in Z or Super. In hindsight, I can't even think if he's present in GT, but that doesn't matter anymore. But for Dragon Ball, I feel like I didn't do Tien justice. Even though it looks as basic as Dragon Ball Tien did, I don't know. This one might deserve a redesign at some point too. I'm not really sure, but it is what it is. Now, I mess with this one. This this Mercenary Tao is amazing. Well, maybe I'm tooting my horn way too much, but I really like this one. It looks close enough to the actual manga counterpart, but he also looks like a serious and potentially deadly like martial artist. He also looks pretty evil. I made sure to make sure that Widow's Peak looked crazy. I don't know why, just a Widow's Peak just screams evil, but it does to me. I feel like the Widow's Peak helps out a lot with the character. So, and I felt like getting rid of the sleeves off of his outfit helped out a lot. It's one of those rare times where you could design a man in pink and it still looks badass and it doesn't make him look like almost like a feminine or soft character. Like he looks like a killer. Also, I'm quite proud of the pose I gave him too, because that sort of kind of came on the fly as I was sketching the character out. So yeah, Mercenary Tao, even though we know what his fate is ultimately in Dragon Ball, I like how this character design came through. Okay, Yamcha. I'm not gonna lie, I struggle with Yamcha. I gave Krillin and Goku, and we'll get to them pretty soon, I gave those characters alternate designs. I gave them the Hermit School designs and alternates because initially they had different looks when you first saw the characters in Dragon Ball, so I gave those two characters specifically both. If I'm entertaining that like Goku and Krillin are the Ken and Ryu of this make-believe, I guess, fighting game series that I've put in my mind to design for. So thinking along those lines as I was designing, I've made the decision to leave Yamcha as the desert bandit that he initially was. I didn't give him a Hermit School design. Once again, maybe I'll go back and do that another time. Maybe I won't, I don't know. But in the world of Dragon Ball, designing a desert bandit was kind of challenging. And Yamcha's actual Dragon Ball color scheme is pretty all over the place. There's a lot of colors in Yamcha. So it was weird. I knew what type of outfit I wanted him to have, but I didn't think about the color scheme, and that's what I think, in my mind at least, hurts this design. If you have a different idea, or you think that the actual design looks fine, or you would have a better color scheme in mind that you would have given this Yamcha, please let me know in the comments below. But for me personally, I wanted it to somewhat stick to the actual character, but I'm not sure that was a good idea here. But I didn't want him to be all black or anything like that because I have enough dark designs for my characters. We'll get to those shortly. One in particular is way darker than they initially were in Dragon Ball, but we'll come across that in the future. But yeah, for Desert Bandit Yamcha, I don't know. Now that I look at this though, I now realize I forgot to give him his sword, so that probably would have helped this design out more, and I don't know how I forgot about that. Anyways, it's Yamcha, who cares? Maybe if I would have drawn him in his Yamcha pose, it would have just made for a better design. I don't know, but whatever. This is what I have for Yamcha, and not bad, but not all that great to me personally either. But it just is what it is. So this extremely generic looking Krillin. Also, for the record, I wanted Goku and Krillin to seem like I didn't want them to look like grown men, but I didn't want them to look like small children either. But it's sort of, I don't know, it was hard trying to make teenage looking martial artists. So I guess they're like young adults or like late teens or whatnot. But I wanted a teenage Krillin. But you have to remember, Krillin in Dragon Ball initially was this short, stubby, fat kid. I refused to draw Krillin that way. I wasn't gonna do it. So my thought process was to keep that initial Krillin design in mind, but just make it look, I don't know, a little tougher, or make it look more like an actual fighter. So this is what I have for my initial Krillin design. We'll just look at this and say it's costume 1, and then for costume 2, this was the Hermit School design that I gave for Krillin. Now I don't know why my shading's different on this, but in any event, yeah, this was the Hermit School design that I gave for Krillin. I added a little more black to the design that's actually present in the real one that we're all familiar with from Dragon Ball. I also moved the Hermit School logo from the patch on the chest to putting it on the belt. A design tip that I got from a certain Dragon Ball movie that we shall not speak of. Actually, in designing the outfit, I started putting pieces of the outfit together in my mind, and then when I took a gander at it online, just looking up Dragon Ball Evolution, I realized it was kind of similar to that one. But then at the last minute, I decided like I'm just gonna roll with it. It's the design of that outfit for a Bizarro World Dragon Ball isn't necessarily that bad. It might be the only like redeeming quality of that movie. But I ran with it here for Krillin, and I don't think that this one came out as bad. I don't know, I like it. So we have plain, almost alternate attire Krillin, and then we have the Turtle Hermit martial artist Krillin. And since we have Krillin, I also did a Goku. What a background's present on him. But anyways, I don't know why there was so many issues of me saving out this Goku image. Like, the lines are so sketchy, it hurts the actual drawing of this. But the design for just a simple, I've been living in the woods practicing martial arts all my life, I feel like this is close to Goku, while it looks martial artist-like, while not necessarily looking like, I don't know. I just wanted the Goku one to look slightly different from what young Goku was in Dragon Ball as a kid, but I still wanted that look and feel of that design here. And I still wanted to keep his tail too, because obviously we know he's a Saiyan. So this was the initial design that I had for Goku, just as almost like I did for Krillin. It's almost like an alternate attire for the character. I wanted it to look very basic. I feel like I accomplished that in spades here, so I'm not necessarily mad at this one. However, this is what I had for Goku's alternate. I'm very proud of this one. Like I said before, a little too close to the Dragon Ball Evolution attire for comfort, but I feel like it works here. And it's close enough to Krillin while simultaneously looking different. But I love the Goku design. And I don't know, between the boots, or the shoes, he's not wearing boots, but between the shoes, the undershirt, and everything else, and then the tail still being in the design, I don't know, I feel like the Goku redesign that I did is pretty badass. I'd love to know what you guys think of it. And I also wanted to make sure that Goku looked cooler than Krillin, just because Goku is supposed to be the main character here. These two look like they would make Master Roshi proud. Now that I look at this though, I almost feel like I need to have a Master Roshi design for, along with the Jackie Chun, just to go with the Krillin and the Goku designs. So I don't know. Maybe we'll get secret character designs. I don't know. This is so stupid of an idea. So Piccolo was a strange one for me. I wanted him to look like a blend of young Piccolo Jr. and King Piccolo. I wanted a blend of design for both characters, and I was thinking sort of final boss levels of a character as well. But the thing was, it's like Piccolo's design is cool in the manga, but I wanted to deviate from that, but it's hard to try to keep the essence of that outfit intact while it not looking corny. Like the little booties that he fights in, the little brown booties on his feet, the turban was kind of cool. I almost gave him that, but I thought against that at the last minute as well. Especially considering, like, thinking along the lines of King Piccolo, it's like he didn't have anything on his head for real, so I left that alone. Or at least I can't remember off the top of my head. I don't believe he did though. But one of the first things I wanted to do was just get rid of Piccolo's color scheme. I felt like a black Piccolo outfit just made more sense for him to be evil. Oh my god, I'm kind of disappointed in myself for how many aspects of Dragon Ball Evolution I sort of patterned these designs after. You know, it's ridiculous. I still feel like this would have made more sense as an idea than whatever they came up with for Dragon Ball Evolution though. But yeah, I still wanted the essence of Piccolo and his outfit to be there, but I just wanted to change the overly long shoulder pads I wanted to get rid of. Like I said, the turban's cool, but I just didn't want to put it on this design. And I left the little booties on his feet, but I changed the color of them because just the little brown booties just made no sense to me. And I didn't want to make every accessory on him black, though it might have worked here. I'm not really sure. I think I did try the black and didn't like it for whatever reason and changed it back to blue. But I feel like a dark blue and black off of the green and pink skin just, I don't know. It looks like a darker, more evil Piccolo than the one that we saw. Saving my favorite for last, I'm not sure how this is going to resonate with anyone else, but the last fighter that I wanted to design for in this makeshift video game that I've created in my own mind would be Bulma. I don't know why I had the idea almost along the lines of like Bulma having like a battle suit. Just thinking like if this is about the Dragon Balls and collecting the Dragon Balls, I kind of can't do anything Dragon Ball related justice and not have Bulma a part of it, and I have no female characters in this roster. I was almost going to draw Mai, but then I thought at the last minute, Bulma's infinitely more important than she is. She's kind of the main character along with Goku, at least in the beginning. So, I mean, without Bulma, this adventure kind of never takes place in the manga, so it's like I have to make her as a character. And the only logical explanation for Bulma to be able to fight is if she had a suit that allowed her to be able to fly and use special powers and all the craziness. So this is what I came up with. If you're wondering why the bright yellow design for the suit, it mainly came from her design on Planet Namek in Dragon Ball Z. I wanted to roll with that and create a battle suit for her that sort of looked in the vein of that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That was the entire thought process. It's like Bulma just has this crazy mechanical suit that she can put on to be able to fight other people. She can at least beat up Yamcha, like, if nobody else. The idea of Bulma as a playable fighter is kind of cool too. It's crazy that she hasn't been playable as a fighter in any other game. I feel like this is such an easy concept to come up with and just throw in a video game. Like, why is Bulma never playable as a fighter? Can fight with Hercule, but you can't use Bulma. Even though I do get Hercule as an actual martial artist, it's like Bulma can make a suit. Like, she's supposed to be a genius. She made everything else. It's like, she can do this at least. And it's so absurd of having Bulma as a fighter. This easily became my favorite design. And it was the most fun and original one out of all the ones that I came up with. So going forward, let me know what you guys think. If this idea or video goes across very well, I may do follow-up designs. I don't know, let's think of it as a sequel of some sort. But if you want to see me do a lot more of like Dragon Ball Z characters implemented into this, or just do redesigns of certain Z characters down the line, just let me know. I may come back and do more of these at a later date. But this was a nice change of pace from working on my comic and little side projects and designs that I'm doing right now. This was sorely needed and gave my brain something very goofy and fun to latch onto. So I would really appreciate the feedback. So let me know what you guys think of all the designs. Which one was your favorite? I'm going to regret saying this, but let me know which one is your least favorite. Leave a like, subscribe if you haven't, and you all have a good one. And I'm out.